Hey guys, welcome to the Daily Dose. It is November 7th, a couple days after Election Day. I'm not going to talk about the election in terms of the politics, but I will talk about it in terms of what's happened in the election that really could affect college sports and to the benefit of the NCAA. To review, we've got a Wild West in college sports since the advent of NIL in 2021. Everyone knows about collectives and payments, and now we have a settlement purported, final approval hoped for in April, that will bring some sort of order to the chaos and really result in a revenue sharing situation where top college football and basketball programs will be revenue sharing with their athletes. We'll also provide a $2.8 billion back pay to lost opportunities to athletes. But the bigger question in all of this is not so much the lawsuit, but what happens next. Because Charlie Baker, the president of the NCAA, has political background. He was a Republican in a Democratic state of Massachusetts, and he's got a lot of connections and contacts on Capitol Hill. One that seems very important in light of the results of the election. Ted Cruz defeats Colin Allred in Texas. Cruz will likely be the head of the Senate Commerce Committee, which will control financial compensation in college sports. He has been backing a bill that would be as close to what the NCAA would want as a bill as anything. In fact, it seems the NCAA has written the bill that Cruz will support and put forward. As you may know, there have been a lot of bills in Congress on fixing college sports, coming up with new ways of handling college sports, bills by Cory Booker and Senator Blumenthal and all kinds of politicians. But with a Republican-controlled Congress, we may get this bill from Cruz. And it contains two things that are going to be music to the ears of the NCAA. Number one, an anti-employment part to it, basically saying college athletes are not employees, despite what others think, despite what the Biden administration, the Labor Council has said about it. So that would change. There would be no chance for these lawsuits saying that athletes are employees. And then, of course, an antitrust exemption that would insulate the NCAA from future lawsuits that they're settling now. So the point of all this is that the election is great news for the NCAA, a Republican-controlled Congress led by, in this situation, Ted Cruz, is exactly what the NCAA wants. That would be a bill that he would put forward, again, in a Republican-controlled Congress, that would allow for an antitrust exemption and no recognition of college athletes as employees. That's an effect of the election on college sports. There are going to be a lot more effects on sports we'll talk about, but the college sports angle is music to the NCAA's ears.